I would like to go a little deeper into um, what kind of tactics devil and its minions use to scar a soul. Okay, for most of the time, I realized that they were using violation, like I mentioned, molestation, child abuse, hitting somebody, violating somebody, using violence, verbal abuse, all kinds of abuse, um, using drugs, substances, chemical abuse, using medicine. Medicine is also chemical abuse. Using physical abuse, emotional abuse, wounding, physical injuries also, like disabilities, okay, that kind of things. Like I said, all kinds of wounding, injury, violation, crimes, and all those things. And then scapegoating, as if throwing someone's mistakes onto others, projecting negativity, something that they know they did wrong, but they would like for somebody else to bear the cross for it. That's why Christianity is famous for. They think it's about God and all this. It's literally to promote sacrifice, to make it look like it's a grandiose, great thing and all that. So to bear a cross on their behalf for somebody else's mistakes, somebody comes and takes the blame. You see that? The same way works with projection, like I mentioned in the previous video. You scapegoat someone who is actually good, whose soul is actually clean. So you throw all the guilty conscience that you have, all the filth and negativity that you are, everything that you, in your heart, mind and soul, all the filth and darkness, you project and you spew it onto them like a venom through verbal abuse, character assassination, talking crap, thinking crap, doing crap, constantly wishing dirt on others, like that kind of things. So you project onto them and focus it on only one single person. Because if they are not very, 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 very strong, all that negativity will somehow get to them. They should not accept it. It's not mine. I don't let somebody else define me is one thing, but I'm talking about what kind of tactics the evil uses to scar a soul, or at least bring it down enough to a level of to claim it's not pure, so we'll use it for sacrifice. So God cannot take it. It's not God's soul, it is ours. It's our evil. It's on our side, kind of thing. So using somebody as a sacrificial goat, a scapegoat, for someone to take the fall for who others are, what they did, what they said, and what they are. So these are all the tactics they use to put scar a soul, damage it, destroy it, okay, and clean it. Since it's not pure, since it's not clean, God cannot take it, kind of thing. Okay. It can't go to heaven, it would go to hell. So that's why all these disasters, crimes, misfortunes happen in other people's lives, because using all the other abuse tactics, chemical, physical, psychological, emotional, financial, throwing them on the streets. A person who is meant to live a good life, creating situations, creating misfortunes, creating situations around them in such a way, and they do this all using black magic and lots of negativity and projection within their circle, because everybody who is doing evil and wishing for their downfall should be around them, constantly spewing that negativity onto them, that venom onto them. So they arrange and create and orchestrate these kind of situations around them, these cults and huge dark organizations, literally entities taken over all this huge institutes and organizations all over the world. And They organize it that way, they orchestrate for it to be that way, for the person to take the fall. And while this kind of damage is happening to that one person who is targeted, they are busy building from their energy that not only is unused for purposeful activity, but also from their pain, suffering, tears, blood, injury, sorrow, loss, that kind of thing. So they put people in situations where they are homeless. They, as in to say, they not only don't have a place to stay, but also nobody that cares about them. And they are not meant to live that way. But it was somebody else's karma in that dark society. So they decided to throw it onto him. But they cannot throw it onto him without scarring their soul. If it is in good state, pure state and all that, they cannot do it. So they have to bring it down to that level, and then so that the black magic would work also. So the drugs and other negative things and this abuse that they are doing spiritually, everything will work on them, hence put them down. And the more, like I said, the more down the other person is, the more they can steal from them, which means the more up the evil can go. Whoever is targeting, whoever purchased this, they literally sell energy, I told. So whoever has purchased this person's life, energy and destiny at the cost of this innocent person, because they don't want to go through karma, so they will throw it on somebody, put them down, even make them homeless, okay, literally make them lose their mind through all that black magic and all that abandonment, and make sure nobody cares about them or knows about them, and then steal from them. And somebody from the dark will be living off their life, their energy, their everything. Whatever life they are living was meant to be for this person, who they now successfully sabotaged. Or like I mentioned in the narcissistic abuse, they make themselves sabotage. So in any way, shape or form, this is how they scar the soul. So it is not just hurting the person, hurting their destiny, putting them down and keeping them stuck in constantly bearing somebody else's karma, but not being able to use their own gifts and live their own good karma. Okay. It is to scar the soul. So I was only at this level analyzing for a long time, but time has come to also show how on a bigger level they do this, like even a horrible, outrageously perverted way. Rape, it's a ritual. Gang rape, it's a ritual. Murder, dismembering, it's a ritual. All these so-called serial killers suddenly started showing up after 1950s and 40s, if you notice. Because humanity was still alive till that point. Then the evil has literally taken over, because these kind of practices became more and more prevalent. Because they thought, hey, we found shortcuts to steal everything from people, both in the physical and the spiritual. We can do a lot more. We can take down God and God's people. Serial killing, dismembering, torturing, sadism. These are not psychological issues. These are literal demons and devils and evil spirits and pathetic low vibrational creatures that took house in somebody else's body, because these creatures cannot have a body anymore. Once somewhere in the previous old history, they may have been humans who are also like this, pathetic, but they don't have bodies. Okay, they come in very crooked, very ugly, crooked appearances. That is one thing. Number two, they hate humans, so they have to destroy them, because as long as you as a good soul is there as a human, God is there, and as long as God is there, you cannot exist, God cannot exist. It's pure hatred actually. That's all there is to it. For God and for the good, for the goodness. So they have to come after you. So this kind of rituals, okay, serial killing, serial raping, gang raping, murdering, dismembering, okay, cutting down parts and marking certain things on bodies, tattoos, certain kinds of all these targeting a certain group, pedophilia. I'll come to that because there's a lot when it comes to children. And what I've learned when it comes to women, it was all about keeping them stuck in abusive marriages so that they don't realize their values. They think that they cannot go out and survive, so they get stuck in bad relationships. Keep giving all their energy. All creation energy is in a woman. A man creates nothing without a woman. A woman can create, but she needs a protector. That's why there is a man. That's how they both work. But they completely polluted and corrupted this sacred dynamic between a man and a woman. So man will violate her and dominate her. She is the one who should be in the power of possession, because he doesn't get energy from her without love. Actually, that's how it is. That is why a man should be a love, coming from a place of pure love, care, protection, okay, this kind of higher level affections. But these cults, entities, organizations and institutions were all started by men, if you look at it. But they use women power because they desperately need women in there, because even if you want to create a lot of evil, you need a lot of feminine energy, because feminine energy is creation. So they figured, instead of giving them love, trust, care, all this protection and all that, just like even I mentioned the role of distorted and divine masculine, the distorted masculine took over. So they decided, I don't give her care, love, protection, what the hell, and I will not let her sit on the top. That's what God decided. But they don't like it. Rather, I still want her energy, because without her energy I am shit. She is the creator and the creation. So they figured, I need her energy, right? I'll take it whichever form, shape I want, but not through love. I'll manipulate love. I pretend to be in love. She will open her heart to me. Then I'll start using it against her, using it to abuse her. And as long as her heart is with me, she will not leave me. So spiritually, I can keep abusing her from the pain, suffering and loss and tears and sweat and all the over hard working, every work they throw on women, make her overwork so that she'll sacrifice herself for others, for him. So everything about her she is giving to him, including sexual energy. That's a lot of energy. Touch, love, kindness, heart, emotions, care, protection, cooking, okay, all other things, giving children, everything. But instead of protecting and caring for her, he'd rather take all those things by force or through manipulation and trickery from her. So he's still getting the creation energy. But since he's evil and he's only there to take by force and manipulation and through underhanded ways, he don't want love. He don't want to give love, he don't want to take love, and he don't want her to be happy because she can be happy elsewhere. But he don't respect anything or anybody or her enough to do that. He's already gone. His soul is already gone. You see that? So he started taking all the creation energy by force. Raping, molestation, violating, disrespecting, crossing her boundaries, making her work for him. He should be the one taking care of a lot of things. She has other things to take care of. No, but he's there to exploit her. Because without her energy, he is nothing. And he don't want to admit it. Kill that ego and be divine. No, he wants to be in that ego and pride. He wants the control. He cannot accept the fact that she is the control. She is the creator and the creation. His role is something different. And he needs love for it, to fulfill it. And he chose hate. He chose jealousy. He chose envy, because she is, even in her least of the positions, she is always better than him. You know why? Because she can create. He can never without her. He twisted the concept around because he decided, I won't respect her enough for what she is. I would rather shame her, put her down, take everything from her and give nothing back, exploit, beat, hurt. Also, those who came out of her, I'll exploit, beat, hurt, or at least neglect or not be there. Because what is there to give? He has nothing. He has already decided, I want to be nothing. By taking, I will be everything. He thought so. He's still nothing. That is something he doesn't understand. And he started doing it for women. And slowly, if you notice, the gender roles started mixing up. The women were manipulated into believing you can be in control now that you suffered so much of oppression, but you can also do the same thing, dominate men and use it for power and control and authority. You can use his emotions for you, for your security. You can trick him, manipulate him so that he won't be happy with anybody else, but he will still stick with you even though he's unhappy. You will trap him with children, you will trap him with emotional manipulation, trauma bonding, this and that. You see? These are the two major patterns that were going on for a long time. Then came another horrible perverted version. Why would we want to stop here? Why wait till they become man, women and then abuse and all this? Why don't we abuse at the child level itself? So when a child is... So they started making all these arranged marriages. All these secret societies and cults, they arrange marriages. They want to play God, right? They arrange marriages. So what do you want? What do you want? Okay, these two people will marry for the sake of these benefits. There is no love there. You see that? When there is no love in the picture, no respect, dignity, compassion, truth. Let's delete all the words. Truth. If there is no truth and love in a place, then it's not God. It's not divine. So they started making all these false connections to people. That's illegitimate. Because it's not based on truth. That's what you have to see. And then products of that illegitimate children. Because they are not born out of love. Lust maybe, power maybe, control maybe, but not love. Because the kind of energy they are sharing with each other, these people, okay, that woman and man, what kind of it is? It is anything but love, that's for sure, right? It was arranged for some kind of a benefit. You have to be clear of that. So this started happening. So the illegitimate children. And then they were not satisfied even with that. So now they have to introduce a third party, fourth party, 50th party there. So this wife goes and fucks somebody else, gets an illegitimate child. That wife goes here, gets this husband goes somewhere else. All these mixing, matching and all these perversion started. They are not satisfied even with that. So they went ahead doing group sex. Then they started doing, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. There's a lot of this kind of crap going on around in our culture now. Okay. And the products of these kind of illegitimate relationships and affairs and all these 20 party, 30 party relationships and partnerships all fucked up. And products of that fucked up things will come out in fucked up ways. And they are all devil's child. There is no need to feel sorry if these people are suffering because they are born out of that kind of garbage. It automatically becomes their karma. They are not of God. There is no love there. It's far from love if you ask me. Kind of ugly things I don't want to describe also. So that kind of thing started. Then another level they went to is, well, why don't we molest the children that are actually getting born out of good families? Like we are trying our best to pollute and corrupt and bastardize everything. Okay, we are doing our level best. But still there are some good children born, there are some people still being affectionate, couples being affectionate. We can't see that. We can't allow that. So let's go do something. break their marriages apart. Let us send a prostitute in. All these females in these organizations, institutes, and cults, they are all prostitutes. All men are prostitutes. Sorry, it was not a word meant for women. It was always meant for someone who sell themselves out. Zero morals, zero character. So all of them are of the same kind. So they put women into there. They send a seducer in. Even if it is a man, they do the same thing. And then break these marriages apart. So what happens? The once happy, respectful couple is now, children are now suffering, and then create a new concept, divorce, and there's a lot of legitimate divorces, but I'm talking about how they sometimes orchestrate this just to break happy families, just to break, because then they can become devil's product rather than God's. You see, children suffer, and then there's breaking of foundation, foster care, and adoption, and orphans, and all these extreme situations created. See? And when they are in that vulnerable place, let's abuse them, molest them, like touch them inappropriately, even when they are just little kids, barely any, because your memories don't come. They researched this a lot again before they abuse children. Like, children don't have memories. They don't come up until 4 or 5 or 6 years age. They don't form all these memories. The brain is still in the developing stage. So we'll abuse them even before the brain fully develops, so that the memory is ingrained somewhere deep in the subconscious, because it's done so early, even before that. It's not like you can erase it. It will still be there, but it will be buried so underneath, because it happened at such a vulnerable age, and you don't even have direct memory of it. One thing, so they can escape. The perpetrator can escape. They don't have memory of it. Number 2, they don't even have memory. So what happens is, they will remember the trauma, though it is still a very, very severe violation. The body, the mind, somewhere in their essence, the soul gets scarred. It's a very, very filthy act. The soul itself gets scarred. It gets wounded. You see that the person is not conscious, aware, doesn't have memory, is not mature enough, and they don't even know anything about it. They're just like a little kid, come on, toddler, maybe even days or months old, and then something happened to them. You know why? Even if all your physical things don't remember, the soul remembers. That's why it's called that. So the soul was scarred now. So then they use this scarring. See, if the scarring is something you know, you may choose to work on healing. That's a threat to devil. Devil loves unhealed people, so that it can use, abuse, traumatize other people. It wants damage. It doesn't want safety. It wants to destroy security, not bring security. So it scars the soul, and you're not conscious of it, you're not even aware of it, you don't even know it. And your memory is also not fully developed. And then what? You subconsciously, just because of the soul remembers, you'll keep suffering from it without you even knowing. Using that suffering, that scarring, that trauma as a gateway, people of the devil will start attacking you, coming around you, and keep on. They will try their level best and make sure that the wound doesn't heal. So it's not just about molesting a child at a certain age and then stealing their innocence. They crossed even that stage. That stage was there. They crossed even that stage. And then they started doing this to very young children and scarring their souls, and then making them victims even before they could even remember what happened. And then I heard very recently of another next level. I mean, there is no limit if you keep seeing. And then another level I've seen is, they are taking children, drugging them, and when they are in the drugged out stage, they are making them do some filthy stuff. They are making them do the filthy stuff. Little bigger children I'm talking about. It could be any kind of filthy. It could even be killing or hurting somebody, an animal. And they deliberately suppress that memory using drugs so that they can bring it to consciousness whenever they want to play with the person as they grow up. You see that? They will never fully know, but then they are trapped in that little pain, wound, and not knowing what's happening. But there is a wound, there is a trauma, and it keeps playing itself out in the subconscious because it is not being made fully aware. And they become the victim. They become controlled by all these addictive behaviors and codependent behaviors outside of them all the time. Be it people, drugs, alcohol, overworking, whatever it is. Humans, too much dependence or too much trust issues, abandonment issues, all kinds of issues. They cannot function properly. They are ruled by their addictions and the trauma and wounds rather than coming from a place of healed, mature, grown stage. Because all of that comes from soul work. If you see a person behaving indecent or immature or uncivilized, you can assess it from what level their soul is. You stay away from them. Because it's not about the age. You can be 70-year-old and you would have lived 10 lifetimes and yet you never learnt anything of value. You prefer to be in the devil energy. What will you do? These kind of crappy things only. Because a grown person and the strength and truth and shining and ability, vitality, doing positive things, being positive and acting matured, acting in a self-controlled, balanced way comes with soul work. Soul work, this body, this all these things, they play some part, not all part. Why do you think they're scarring the souls at such a young age itself? So that they can go and claim it. Because the target here is the soul, the work, the products, the rewards, everything, energy, everything, destiny, everything is in that soul, not in these physical things. It's just a support vessel to do the work, to do the soul work, to do the journey. Like when you walk or take a vehicle, you have to move from one place to another, right? It's like that. But they make you get stuck in the physical so much and abuse the physical features also so much for pleasure and all sorts of horrible habits that you totally forget the actual goal of them is to take you away from where you truly belong. When God made you, He had a goal for you. He had a vision for you. He did not want you to destroy you. He did not want you to destroy yourself, or He did not want others to destroy you. He wants you to grow and learn and be better and then do whatever you're meant to do. And you'll be happy when you go home. That kind of thing. And yet, the moment you come down here, this is the kind of crap that happens. That's happening. And all you get is wounded, scarred. You don't have inner strength or willpower or the goodness in you to say, it's okay, fine, I want to change my life. Okay, whatever happened, I want to heal. Okay, you don't. A lot of people rather shut themselves down, hurt themselves and others emotionally, do not heal themselves, and whenever there is pain or whenever something is coming from the subconscious to the conscious, they want to shut it down, escape, numb it down. So take drinking, drugs, sex, unnecessary social life, too much working or too less working, or laziness or fantasizing or overeating, or you find anything as a distraction so that you don't have to do the work, because these are the nudges that tell you to do the work. There is something to address. You don't want to. That's the problem. It's okay. It's a choice you make and you keep making. You will go where you deserve to go. I'm not saying anything. Everybody earned their place wherever it is. But I'm just stating this is how they scar, and they choose to scar. They even creating disability, disease, mental, physical, any kind of illness. All these are demonic. Because when God built this world, He did not build it for diseases and death and destruction. He wanted us to live fully, grow, learn, enjoy our rewards, have the good thing, do positive things, be loving, do loving things, get loving things, receive loving things, and then you go back home and then come back. It's supposed to be like a good journey. Little challenges, yes, but not like this kind of horrible muck, dirt, filth. No. But what happened is the evil forces saw the beauty in it and they realized they can never have it because they never earned it in the first place. But they decided, oh my God, just like all the evil people and the people in the cult target other people for their goodness, for what they have, for what they are. It's all about jealous and greed, envy, what they have. So these evil spirits are, oh my God, they look good. Have you ever seen a demon or an evil spirit? You see how ugly they are? People who show these so-called aliens, oh my God, intergalactic intelligent beings, these are all demons, dude. Did you ever find them very attractive and all that? However hard they try, they cannot make them look appealing to you because they are not. They are all demons and evil spirits. That's how they look. And then look at how humans look. So they were all jealous and envious. They decided, oh no, they cannot have all this beautiful stuff. We're gonna take them down. There's gonna be some sick bastards like us there. We're gonna take them down. With the same kind of attitude we have, there will be some. We'll pick them and we'll use them to destroy the other. We'll destroy them as much as possible. They can't have all of it. And then started creating more and more problems. Death, disease, disability, injury. I tell you, all illnesses, injuries first started from that. And then by participating in dark magic practices, having relations with these kind of spirits and doing demonic, devilish deity worship, deities and sacrifice shit, people started cursing themselves because this is how curses begin in the bloodlines and homes and on individuals. So when they do black magic to attack somebody and steal from them, and they do practices like this, when they call upon deities and demons and evil spirits and manipulate energy and all that, they get cursed because it's not right. It was never okay. So they brought that evil onto themselves and cursed themselves. So now these families, people who have participated in all these, are cursed, which means they will never have blessings unless they change their ways. But they don't want to. It's extremely rare that someone in their family ends up breaking the curse and spell and black magic, whatever is put on their family. Extremely rare. They're stuck in that cycle. They are always cursed. So now see, they are already cursed, which means they don't have blessings, which means there is no stability, money, beauty, health, longevity, healthy relationships, those kind of things in their life. You know why? You are doing evil shit. You have to learn. So God gives punishment where you are put in places where you are supposed to learn something. You know what they do? Like, I don't have money. I don't have relationships. I don't have a man. I don't have a woman. I don't have gifts. I don't have health. Everybody in my family dies before 30. Hey, you are cursed. Why? Because you did the evil shit. And they get more evil. You see, by lifetimes and lifetimes. And then they get reincarnated, live in the curse, and instead of accepting the fate and growing, they look at other people. Same like the demon spirits and evils that came first. They are jealous. They have it. I'll break that relationship. I'll steal from them. I'll rob their gifts and beauty. So they started inventing more and more black magic, more and more black magic, spells, curses. Lots and lots of practices are there. So all the hard work that God expected them to put in themselves, to build themselves up so that they can be blessed, all that hard work, these witches and warlocks, they invested in witchcraft. Voodoo, black magic spells, curses, manipulating energy, manipulating things, energy harvesting, steal from them, and then we'll do multiple sex rituals and then harvest that energy and use it for our manifestation, and then keep stealing from others and harvesting. You see, they put in all that work in dirtiness And all God and wanted was, why don't you do this work in putting it in yourself? You are empty. You didn't learn anything. That's why you are empty. You are gone. So why don't you learn? Like begin to learn something and start your fucking journey at least now. No. And then they come up again, reincarnate again, and then they do the same shit. They look up, somebody is doing better, I will do black magic and curse them so that I can steal from them. My life is miserable, they are happy, I can't see them happy. What the fuck is that? If that is, it's crazy. It's crazy. If you ever learnt anything from your cursed, fucked up life, it should be not to do it again, not like do it more. That's how they scar themselves. And then they will be wiped out. Right now, with my judgment call, they are all to be wiped out. These creatures will never exist. It's over. It's like way too much. We are done. And people who want to do that kind of shit, they can go with the creatures. They will. They are not said nicely to go. They are punished to go there and suffer forever, and it's over. That is how it is. That is how it is when it comes to people, souls, scarring. Why it makes a difference between going to God or going far, 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 far away from God. What it means to be cursed and why you are cursed and why you are not learning, and everything about you not comes from this superficial stuff, but the soul. What goes on in your life comes only from your soul and the level at which it is, which means how much progress it has made or not made. So this is how the scarring has been done, targeting people, innocent people, wounding them and preventing them from healing. You can self-heal. God has given that to people. All these diseases, death and this short lifespans, everything comes from this cursed kind of behavior, negativity, black magic and darkness around you in your body, and you refuse to heal. That's why you refuse to heal. You would rather rely on some external chemical. That's why. So this is how, in a very as short as possible, 38 minutes, in as short and crisp as possible, this is how the whole idea of soul scarring, why healing, why what it means to be cursed and blessed, and why all this nonsense goes around in this world is about, and why crimes are not normal or natural. It's all product of evil spirits. It's all product of the secret societies orchestrating events, because they live on death, killing, stealing, destroying, death, disease and deprivation. Like I said, somebody has to fall down and break down and lose something for them to gain. That's why they have to do it. They will keep doing, because that's what they chose to be. Instead, if they elevate and grow and do stuff, positive things, they could have evolved, they could have had their own blessings, and by doing so, they could have helped some other people, maybe in their family or surroundings also, by actually growing. That's what happens when you grow and evolve. You automatically help at least a couple of souls in one lifetimes, at the bare minimum. You live this kind of shit, look at how many souls you're hurting. But you decided to hurt. That's the problem. These innocent people need to be educated, and who is targeting them, and for why and what, and where they are going. If they go along with those, take those pathways, make those choices. They chose. They chose where to go and what to do. Okay, they made the evil has already decided everything. It's about you. What choice do you want to make? Where do you want to go? You want to heal, grow, evolve, and make sure that the scarrings will heal, so that nobody will be able to attack you again, you and your bloodline and your families and your life, your career, your partnerships, everything about you. If you don't want them to affect your blessings, you have to work on healing blessings, healing those scars, and making sure that you won't be vulnerable to that kind of attacks anymore. That's a constant everyday work. Okay, that is the real work. Not like you go somewhere, sit stagnant in a place, and then Somebody is stealing your energy while you're sitting there thinking you're working in an IT company because you're sitting stagnant, you're not doing useful work. Somebody said they'll pay you money, you sat there thinking you're some kind of a big shot. Even if you're in some CEO level, I'm talking about those people who are sitting in evil places, who got to that places through evil. I know who they are and what they are and how many they are. Even those who are working in the under places, everybody I'm talking about, because they are not doing anything useful when it comes to their soul, and they think it's okay, it's enough. It's not enough. As long as you don't do any work on the soul level, you won't get anything of value in your life. And whatever you think the physical things are going on around you is just temporary, because it's not coming from a place of real soul work and product of God's blessings. Boom. And if you don't do that inner work, it will always be like that. It will be your choice. And if you participate in evil, that's what is happening. Putting someone down, breaking someone down, stealing from others. You will go where those creatures who you are supporting are going. There's no, I don't want to put it mildly, it will be very clear. Either ways, it will be your choice. And it will be your ultimate destiny.